Hello, everyone. It's brandinimojo with Tribal Awakening Ministry. And tonight I have the Divine Masculine presents The Naked Truth, Episode 4 video, going down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So the title to this video is Come Home to Love and Stay True to Yourself. All right. I started tonight and I pulled some of my handy dandy pocket edition Isis oracles to get some overall energy for the Divine Masculine tonight. So it was funny because I had photoshopped my own thumbnail photographs for each of the episodes tonight, and I guess this is the photo that I've used for the video is the one that I guess was destined to be used for the night. So the video thumbnail has a quote by Daniel Neeson on the Divine Masculine face, but I'm gonna read that right quick. And it says, "An awakened man is a warrior of the heart. He calls to other conscious men to join the revolution, to lay down their ego and with masculine energy demonstrate what means to return to love." All right, so the first two cards that came out in the Isis Oracle deck for the Divine Masculine tonight, the first card was Cartouche. And the meaning of this card is choosing to release that which would lower your vibration into fear. Come back to love, stay true to yourself, and you shall inspire others to think or speak more positively when they are around you, looking or invoking the power of speech and words for your strength, protection, and spiritual growth. Your protection and spiritual growth will work effectively for you. All right, so it's a really pretty card. The second card was stay true and be in your power. You're a sovereign divine being with spiritual authority and freedom within. You do not need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as the precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being, free to be you. All right, so there's a lot of energy that I haven't quite tapped into yet, but that's why we're doing a reading tonight. So, from the Divine Masculine's point of view, what is the Divine Masculine's naked truth at this point in time? What's going on in the energy for the next 7 days? The next week, the next 2 weeks, the next month. Okay, these episodes may actually be timeless. I'm being told that they are. So, that's a lot. I feel like this message is really about the Divine Masculine, what he's needing right now to heal the inner distorted feminine, or to heal the inner feminine within himself, to heal the inner masculine within himself. In the overall energy here underneath the deck of the Isis oracles, we have abundance in many forms, which is the card of abundance of Sothis. Abundance in many forms is increasing to flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered. Freely share your talents, love, wisdom, self, and enjoy abundance responsibly, flowing to you in many forms over and over again. So that's a pretty stout message coming from the great divine feminine collective energy, the great mother divine feminine, a message for the divine masculines, to stay true to themselves, to know that they are sovereign beings here that have spiritual authority. Okay, so basically a divine masculine is going to be the energy of the masculine who houses spirit, right? Who's on a spiritual path to ascension. This is about a masculine who's really healing through the distortions, really coming back to love within himself. Okay. This is for the masculine collective who would actually be doing the work, you know, coming into divinity, stepping into divinity, um, understanding that he is a sovereign being, with spiritual authority and to have freedom within. The divine masculine is going through this spiritual awakening where he's starting to discover the abundance of his own power. Um, this is a beautiful, flowering, flowing process for the divine masculine, or for any masculine who is stepping into this energy here. Okay, so the goddess, the great goddess Isis, is giving you guys some advice to just choose to release that which would lower your vibrations into fear, or you have the longing to put some of these kind of dreams into action. Um, you need to be able to learn how at this time to invoke the power of your speech and the words for your strength, um, to protect the spiritual growth that you've experienced thus far, or that you have attained thus far. And knowing that, protecting your spiritual work or protecting your spiritual journey, it's going to effectively help, um, you ascend and grow from this point in time. So, anyway, stay true to your power. Know that you are a sovereign being. You have the ability in the now, in all of the time, to constantly create and master your own universe. So, guard your precious treasure and remember that you're a divine being, free to be yourself. All right, so I'm gonna pull 4 cards from the Divine Counterparts and Separation deck. This is a deck by Made for Love. She has her own YouTube channel. If you guys want to show some love, go check out some of her videos. She's a pretty amazing divine femme reader. She is really amazing at tapping into, each of the divine feminine and masculine energies, to pretty much, kind of help you keep in tune with what's going on day to day. She does a video message just about every other day. If she hasn't been on in a while, I haven't seen her on in a while, but I am getting word that she's been under the weather lately. I would like to send her some love and light. Anyway, don't want to hold this video up any further, so without further ado, call in the spirits, angels, masters, way showers, guides, and source. Please make me a clear channel for the divine masculine collective to actively clear out his voice and give the collective a message of truth and honesty, about the divine masculine, um, and what the divine masculine is being guided to, what is going on with the divine masculine. What is the naked truth of his experience in these now moments? All right. The reason why I use the Divine Counterparts and Separation deck is because it's really effective for actually helping, me help you guys understand that the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine are separate entities, but, in a universal way, these entities come together, to teach and guide us all, to be honest. So even though we're separate entities, we are still whole. We are still one. Right. So that's why I use this deck. Okay, there's going to be a lot going on right now with the divine masculine energies. I'm already seeing. All right. What I get from this card in overall energy is the number 5. We have the number 5, which signifies change. I'm getting from the depiction of the cathedral card that the divine masculine is going through a serious spiritual change. And And I feel like it's coming back home. In a sense, it's feeling like the divine masculine is coming back home to his spirituality. Um, in a way, the divine masculine may also be questioning his spirituality as well. He may be finding in the moment um, things he may be releasing and coming back home to. Um, Getting the fact that maybe because the cathedral is here, it's representative of a church or a house of worship. Maybe the divine masculine is thinking back to a time where he either used to go to church with family, or the fact that maybe there's some or little um, religious foundation um, within his personal growth. Okay, that could be for some people. For other people, this is truly about the divine masculine um, coming home to himself with his spiritual side, being able to tap into spirit source, being able to tap into the archetypes of um, religious factors. I'll just put it that way. The divine masculine is connecting with archetypal religious factors within his life, possibly reevaluating his belief system. Okay, so um, the divine masculine is truly on a path at the moment to truly figure out where his spiritual beliefs really do lie. And because he's starting to figure out that he is a sovereign being, he wants to be more original and more authentic within himself about what he feels is right, what he feels is truth, what he feels good. Okay, so there may also be some doubts when it comes to religious beliefs or changes. Um, this could be striking up an energy, of fear within the divine masculine, facing images within his own thoughts, emotional vibrations. Um, he may be dealing with self worth. Um, I'm seeing the word worthless and worth and wrong, selfish, deformed, hopeless, careless, no good, bad. Like the divine masculine may be processing a lot of these energies. Um, and I'm getting the fact that the Destiny Calls card next to that, um, the divine masculine could be doubting um, his destiny, where he belongs. He may have this energy of remembrance, and it may actually be bringing him out of this hopeless um, feeling of doubt. I do feel like the doubt energy is past energy. This is what the divine masculine is currently going through now. Destiny calls, cathedral. Um, I hear church bells a lot. I've been hearing church bells every hour on the hour, every day for the last several months. It's been more prominent in the energy, but I really feel like this is a call from spirit calling the divine masculine back into his back into his how to put it, like I wouldn't say like his holy body or holy spirit, but divine masculine is really really feeling the spirit presence right now, the I am presence. The divine masculine is feeling this really really strongly at the moment. um he's questioning spiritual beliefs and the differences in spiritual beliefs. um he knows deep down inside that um, there is this energy that is so chock full of unconditional love, um, And I feel like this energy is really helping the divine masculine ground himself in the 3D world right now. You have differences of religion. The divine masculine is truly going within to see how he believes and what his belief systems are when it comes to coexisting and cohabiting with other people that are different. And maybe this is part of the divine masculine's spiritual awakening, coming home to himself, coming home to his own spiritual beliefs. Um, this is also, um, I'm just going to mention the fact that last night I had a divine masculine reach out to me and, ask me if there were certain things within, family dynamics where people were disagreeing about spiritual beliefs at this point in time. Some divine masculines may be facing the energies of, uh, having differences in spiritual beliefs between loved ones, and this could be something that the divine masculine is truly having to look at within the dynamic of his own belief systems versus other, people that he may love and care about, how their belief systems, and maybe try to how to figure out within the differences allow other, himself and other human beings to coexist with a sense of peace and, possibly unconditional love, because the divine masculine is remembering that, the house of spirits, always holds a space of unconditional love for others. So this may be a really large lesson, um, i- that the divine masculine may actually be experiencing right now in this point in time. Um, and I feel like the cards coming out tonight after having this conversation with my friend who is a divine masculine, um, talking about this dynamic between himself and a family member and the difference in their beliefs, and how heartbreaking and heart wrenching, and how there is this dynamic going on between the two of them, that needs to be healed. So, he's kind of looking toward different spiritual paths or different spiritual leaders, or, different people that find ways to peacefully try to coexist with one another, to get advice, or, you know, and for to see these cards tonight, it's like, it's really crazy that this actually may in fact be a very, very important issue, that the divine masculine collective may actually be facing right now. So there may be differences in spiritual beliefs between himself and loved ones. He may be coming home to himself with spirit to actually form his own independent beliefs, and to be in his um, sovereign energy. So, I mean, this would make complete and perfect sense on how the divine masculine right now at this point in time would be coming into union with his spiritual beliefs and learning how to um, create a peaceful dynamic between himself and other people, who coexists, from many different spectrums of religious beliefs or understandings. So that's pretty deep to start off with the divine masculine energy. Understanding that um, this is what needs to be healed in the family dynamics. Him doubting himself, because the external forces around him may not necessarily agree with the way he thinks or the way that he functions, because the divine masculine is naturally going to be a really extremely intelligent person. He's going to be a high level empath, which means he's going to be very adept to absorbing lots of different kinds of energies around him. And this has also happened for the divine masculine from childhood into adulthood. So a lot of these inner doubts, inner, feelings of self-worth, are actually very much the emotions that have played a part in his destiny altogether. And so the divine masculine may be waking up to this understanding at the moment, that everything that he's been through, everything that he's faced, everything that took him to these places of doubt are in fact a part of his awakening. And he's awakening to the fact that he's not worthless, that he's not careless, he's not selfish, he's not hopeless, he's not ugly, he's not stupid, you know, but in fact, he's a divine being, you know. The divine masculine is awakening to himself and the fact that he is a divine being. And doubt has been one of those energies that have kept the divine masculine stuck, because naturally what the divine masculine is processing at this moment is the fact that his spiritual beliefs are different, because he's just a different kind of human being, a divine masculine or divine feminine who would step into this role. We're not normal human beings. I can just tell you that right now. If you're stepping into divinity and you have the capability of channeling divine energies, which divine masculine and divine feminine, you know, people do have those capabilities. So the divine masculine is not crazy. There's no reason why he should doubt himself, and he's starting to figure this out. Um, in this process, the divine masculine can also be kind of angry, um, at people around him. Um, because he's had to suppress himself for so long. That would make complete and utter sense. But we're going to move on. So, yes, divine guidance. Okay, we've got this. Okay. So, there is this energy underlying where the divine masculine is thinking about a divine feminine energy, and he's with a third party. This could be for some people out there. This could be for some divine masculines who are trying to break free of a situation, okay? Third party people could be people that he's stuck with. He could be living with his family, he could be living with friends, he could have a lot of roommates, he could be living with another woman. We don't really know. We're not going to go and put a label on that and say, that the divine masculine is up to no good with other people. That's not necessarily the case. When this card comes out, it's just that he's around other people at the moment and trying to break free of certain situations that will create doubt for him. Okay, a certain group of people that the divine masculine could have found some kind of kinship in the past with, when his energies were in a lower vibrational energy. My spirit guides are telling me that a lot of these divine masculines are actually, thinking about a time where divine feminine energies were a part of their lives. And overall, the divine masculine is going through a situation where he's having to adjust through the changes that he's going through in his awakening process, his psychic abilities, doubting himself. This was an energy from the past. The divine masculine, from the distorted side, he's gone through trials and tribulations over this self-doubt, self-worth, this battle. Um, this began in early childhood, whenever he knew that he was different, but other people had different spiritual beliefs. So it was really hard um, for him to learn how to coexist and adapt to a specific way of living. The divine masculine could have been forced to go to church, but that may not be his bag. The divine masculine may be a more free agnostic soul, or more of like a gypsy soul, I would say. Um, so he kind of prefers to believe in the divine, but leave it open to interpretation. You never know. Or the divine masculine could be, coming from a background of deep religion, where he may find it hard to coexist within that, because it may not resonate with him entirely. And what he is looking for is the fact that, deep down in his heart, his love for spirit or the creator, or, God or, whoever from culture, that this energy, loves him deeper than the ocean. And it's time that he comes into union with that energy. And so he's trying to figure out how he's going to be himself and coexist in a world that coexist in a world that creates fear and judgment. And we get a lot of that, and I hate to say it, but we do get a lot of that, from religious houses. So it makes a lot of it really judgy, and so the divine masculine would naturally suppress his feelings, a majority of the time, to fit in with the world around him. So this is something that, is really it's really being called to the surface for the divine masculine to heal through right now. Okay, so yeah, he's going through a phase of removing doubt because destiny's calling him. He's got divine guidance coming in and downloading him with a lot of stuff, basically the power to change. They're downloading him with the power to change. So, and he's learning that he is a sovereign being. And that is a beautiful thing. So, in moving on, I am going to pull a couple of the oracle cards from the Wisdom of the House of Night. Um, Dude, get out! Get out! I take everything as a synchronicity and a sign, guys, and I feel like with that message that we just heard, there may be a karmic person. I don't really like to call them that, but there could be a person that is in the divine masculine's life to teach him a lesson in how to come back to himself. You kind of get with low vibrational people and you go through a path of ascension, and you realize that this person no longer resonates with you anymore. This person could be, heinous is the words that my angels are telling me right now. Some people can be heinous. Okay. And when the divine masculine is in a lower vibrational energy, he could have been deeply connected to, a heinous energy. And it could be a female or male, and however you would look at that, going from body to body, because, naturally a divine masculine could be a man or a woman. Okay. Take that how that resonates. So we're going to get some clarity with the Wisdom of the House of Night. We're going to see what's going on with the divine masculine and why that energy is here of I'm with them, but when I'm thinking about you. What is the divine masculine trying to say? What is he trying to bear all to us in the naked truth tonight? All right, so there is a conclusion coming. All right, there is a conclusion coming with this energy of the divine masculine being with other people, but thinking about a divine feminine energy. I'll just go ahead and call a spade a spade. That's what the fuck this is. The divine masculine is thinking about his divine feminine from another spectrum of probably being around people that he should not be around. Now, this could be anybody, you name it, anybody that would try to come between them naturally. Okay. So I'm also going to get another card for a clarification for doubt, and I'm going to get one for destiny calls. Okay, so this one, we've got movement. Okay, so the divine masculine may be having some doubts about how he's going to move forward toward the feminine energy. He wants to draw on a conclusion. I really feel like this is a reconciliation energy. There's somebody that the divine masculine has on his mind he really feels like he needs to reconciliate something with. There's someone or something that the divine masculine has not gotten closure to. So he feels like he's going to have to take some action to fulfill this destiny calling. Like it's his destiny to go in. Like it's his destiny to It's his destiny to fix this situation, or it's his destiny to bring this conclusion to an end. Like, this conclusion must come to a close. Okay. So overall energy, we have underneath this deck, we have individuality. Okay. He's having to stand in his individuality, and underneath that you have risks. So the risk card is about taking a risk that you know you need to take. It's imminent, like it's inevitable. It must happen. It must take place. Okay, so with the movement card, you have the number 11. You have 29. Add that. 2 plus 9 is 11. That's definitely twin flame energy there. Divine masculine needs to make things right with divine feminine. And sorry. You're gonna have to go that way. My apologies. When I heard get out earlier, I was getting the notion, I can't lie, I was getting the notion that the divine masculine was either getting his shit out of someone's house and leaving, or the divine masculine was telling someone else to get their shit out of his house to leave. Now, my spirit guides only bring me these energies and these messages when they come and how they come. Hey, bro, you want one? I also heard a toilet flush, which is really sad because I try to ask for the privacy and the silence and the peace and quiet to do these videos before I do them. But sometimes things just happen and I roll with it, and that's fine. There's usually a message in all of that, in all of the synchronicities. So my apologies, guys. But to clarify, divine masculine is in the energy where he needs to flush a lot of shit down the toilet, literally. He's being sparked by the divine in this 11-11 energy. Okay, 7. There's another 11 here. There's like 2 11s on the board. Okay. Yeah, which is crazy. Okay, because destiny right here, 38. It's the number 11. 29, number 11. Okay, so you have 11-11 on the board with the divine masculine. Divine masculine is going through that serious ascension awakening. He's being pushed by the divine to take some action here. Something's got to give with this self-doubt energy. So it's going to have to bring him closer toward his fulfillment. It's going to have to bring him closer toward a conclusion because something has to come to an end. Especially if I'm hearing energies like get out. You know, things are going awry with somebody that he's finding it hard to coexist with. Okay. Hey. So something in this manner has got to come to a conclusion. This is what's going on in the divine masculine's world right now. So with movement, it's a time of change and a symbol for wonderful surprises. This is what the divine masculine doesn't understand. What is going to happen when he takes action, when he gets in that energy to move and move things forward. What he doesn't understand yet that he's being guided toward is these beautiful blessings that are headed in his direction. When he finally moves out of that energy, that's making it hard for him to coexist in his habitat at the moment. So the spirit's basically saying to divine masculine, you clear this energy out, you move things forward, or you get out, or they get out, or whatever has to happen in order to find your own individuality right now. You have to take the risks, divine masculine. Divine masculine saying, I have to take the risk. His higher self is screaming it. Be right back. Sorry, guys. I needed to grab a bottle of water. Okay, so divine masculine, in a nutshell, he's being guided to find his own individuality. I swear it feels like Mercury's still in the air. He may be a hard time, with me just saying that. That's another synchronicity as well. He may be having a hard time voice to divine feminine what's happening in his life right now. Okay, so the last thing he wants to do is kind of drag divine feminine into this situation particularly, because he's really, really, really trying to come into his individual self. Okay, it's not necessarily meaning solitary confinement for the divine masculine. It means individual self-reflection, individual conclusion. He's got to come to an individual conclusion about something. And it's this energy of, I'm with them, but I'm thinking about you. That conclusion that has to come to an end. Somebody in the divine masculine's inner circle is very, very negative. It's a very negative and very toxic energy. He's having to stand on his own. He's having to stand in his own sovereignty. And spiritual authority is giving him the freedom within to fulfill what it is that he needs to fulfill in this moment, or to fulfill his destiny. Okay, so they're really giving him the divine guidance right now to fulfill his destiny, and he's on the move. Okay, a lot of wands energy in the air, I can feel. Okay, so if you've been waiting for something, you'll soon have clarity. You'll get answers you thought you would never come, and you'll move closer to things that were out of reach before. Perhaps this card predicts a trip that you've always wanted to take. The symbol for movement can indicate both of a change, a scene, and a real shift in the direction of your life. So no matter what this symbol holds for your question, know that the wonderful change is now possible. It's time to make your move. So divine masculine knows it's time to make his move. He knows it's time to make his move. So I hear someone saying, get out. Now, this could be on either side. Divine masculine's telling someone to get out, or someone else is telling divine masculine to get out. It's time to get out. It's time to go. It's time to end this. We have to end this. I keep hearing, I don't know. It's crazy. So you have conclusion coming. But in the middle, you have what is coming in to help the divine masculine fulfill his mission. Why is the fulfillment card here? They're telling him to celebrate choices at this time. It's a symbol of fulfillment. Choices, make the choices that are going to fulfill you, divine masculine. So it's time to integrate and digest what you've learned as of late. Savor every moment and know that every encounter is intended to feed your soul. Okay, so what has been feeding your soul lately, divine masculine? What energies have been feeding your soul, and which energies have been diminishing, helping diminish your soul? You're meant to have a rich and satisfying life and taste all that experience has to offer. So look around and recognize all the way that your life is already full. And if you don't see in your visual where it's full, divine masculine, it's time to visualize your life where you would want your life to become full. Okay. So you have so many reasons to feel good about yourself. All is well and will be when you choose fulfillment. So when you choose to fulfill your dream, which is your destiny, anything to fulfill anything in your dreams that you feel like is meant for you, like you were destined to move toward it, it would be that time to act upon that energy that's trying to bring you fulfillment within your life, divine masculine. It's like you have pomegranate wine. Pomegranate wine. I don't know what that means to anyone. So with the energy of conclusion, the number 12, chapter 1, in the end, it says. So he started a chapter with something, and now it needs to conclude itself. Don't resist the conclusions, for endings are important experiences and will help build a stronger foundation for your next adventure. This is also a warning to get all the facts before you draw conclusions about someone. You can't know the whole story if you haven't read to the end. Remain open with an ending is final or a conclusion is correct. This is a sign that a new story is about to unfold. So, you know, there really is this energy of the divine masculine kind of having this fearful energy or the same energy that was just described toward the divine feminine. But he's being told divinely that his perceptions about the divine feminine may not be entirely right. He's having the second guess. Maybe he only got to know one part of her. Maybe he didn't understand every part of the divine feminine and where she was coming from. So maybe he thought, maybe that was where in his perceptions that he thought things could not coexist between him and this person, himself and this person. But he's starting to get the notion that he needs to take a deeper look at the situation because his conclusions about this divine feminine person, this person that he's being guided to walk away from the naggy person to go toward, this person that needs to go, the situation that needs to go, the person he's telling to get out, or the person that's telling him to get out, while he has this other person on his brain, which is the divine feminine. He's trying to reevaluate in his mind why he needs to go back there and reevaluate the situation. He doesn't understand that quite yet, but he's being guided and moved to rethink some things. Okay, because the conclusion hasn't come yet, really. Or there's a conclusion that needs to happen. And he needs to move forward toward it because it's part of his spiritual and physical fulfillment. I want to get some tarot now. I'm going to use the influence of the Angels deck tonight for this overall read. But I don't know. I guess before I pull the tarot, I'm going to find out what the individuality card means for the divine masculine, other than the fact that he is having to stand in his own sovereignty to manifest where his life is going to move forward. Okay, that's important. But the message of the cards, I don't know why they've been doing this. Like, they want me to give you the intuitive messages, but they also want me to read you the message of the cards because the card energies are so different from deck to deck. And they want you to get the full, they keep saying shebang. No, I'm not going to say that. They want you to get the full message to make sure that you guys get clarified messages intuitively and figuratively, or whatever it is that they're trying to have me implement here. Okay, but when the moon is hidden in, wait, that was the wrong one. I got it backwards. I went to card 27 instead of 47. I feel like for the fact that I just tried to read that backwards and I went to the wrong card, it made me kind of feel a little dyslexic for a minute. Okay, so this is about individuality and setting himself apart from all others, okay? Choosing her symbol, okay, like I'm just gonna read it how the book says. I've marked one young vampire in a way that's unique, setting her apart from all the others. Choosing her symbol is important because it reminds you to reflect on your unique qualities. It also reminds you not to compare yourself to others. Okay. This is a futile exercise because no one is the same. No one's beauty is greater or lesser than yours. No one's life is better or lesser than yours. Others may seem happy in doing things a certain way, but if you feel as if you're compromising yourself to fit in, don't. People will love you for who you are, not someone you're trying to be. Your task here is to only be yourself. This is a powerful sign. Okay, so this is a double confirmation, guys, to the stay true and be in your power card that came out in the beginning of this reading. The two cards in overall that had to come out first for this reading to commence. Okay, this is secondary clarification for that energy that the divine masculine truly needs to set himself apart from everyone else because he is different. This is something that the divine masculine needs to embrace within himself. He needs to embrace his own individuality because his individuality is what makes the world turn. His individuality is what makes his world as a manifester come into fruition with everything that he's meant to come into as far as fulfillment, his own spiritual fulfillment, his own physical fulfillment. Okay, this could also be a message about the divine masculine thinking about the divine feminine because she is different. She's a different kind of woman. She's not the kind of woman that falls into the same kind of fads as everyone else. She's set apart from everyone else because she is different. She's different like he is. And he's starting to notice the synchronicities between himself and this feminine energy. Okay, I'm just going to call a spade here. In this other situation with the person that he's with when he's thinking about the divine feminine, he's really feeling like he's not happy because he's having to compromise himself to fit in to this place where he doesn't feel deep down like he truly belongs. He's tried to force himself into this situation to make himself feel like he belongs, but at the end of the day, the divine masculine just does not fit in this world, and he knows it. He's got to make the changes to get himself out of it because it's a part of his fulfillment in life. He's supposed to move into his destiny now, release these energies. Of course, it's going to hurt when you care about someone. The divine masculine is having to go through this pain of separation from people. Um, and this is futile for the divine masculine right now. This is very painful. Um, but he most definitely is feeling like he's compromising himself to fit in um, into a place where he needs to move from, okay? Or he needs to move out of, or he needs to get somebody out of his physical space that doesn't belong there. Because they're creating a blockage for the divine masculine. This energy is creating a huge blockage for the divine masculine to move forward. So this is what he's going through at the particular moment. All right, so I'm gonna do my best, guys, to get some clarification for all of these oracle cards. Okay, so he's figuring out that he doesn't need permission to make these changes. All right, and that's a good thing. Empower the divine masculine. An awakened man is a warrior of the heart. He's coming home to it. Okay, so he's starting to figure out his heart belongs somewhere else. Okay, and it's not with the person that he's with. All right, so this is what he has over this energy right now. Okay, so there is conflict with the Ten of Swords, with the Cathedral card, and the Coexisting card. So the Divine Masculine, that Ten of Energy, that Ten of Swords energy, is also coming up with the Five of Wands energy as well. So, clarification. Underneath the deck, an overall purpose, this Cathedral card, there is a battle that the Divine Masculine has had to go through in order to get to his Ten of Cups, which is his ultimate contentment, the happy life that he envisions for himself. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fantasy, but where the Divine Masculine sees that he's going, this is what the overall energy is about. A family, having a place of stability. This is where that divine enlightenment's coming from. This is what he wants as far as wish fulfillment. Okay, it's funny that those cards are at the bottom of the deck, but they go here. They have to. Okay, this is what the Divine Masculine needs to heal. Okay, the Divine Masculine is being influenced by the angels to heal this fulfillment within himself. Okay, he's being enlightened to what would make him happy, and he wants to move forward with that energy. He wants to move forward into the energy of fulfillment, the things that will make him happy. Okay, he's really healing this energy of doubt within himself to move forward. Okay, so we also have the Knight of Swords. He's having to go through a phase where in order to heal, he's having to righteously speak his truth. That's what the Knight of Swords card means in this deck here, with the influence of the angels. In conclusion, he's wanting to move out of the situation that he's in with this person, where he's kind of stuck in this energy where he wants to go into hermit mode. He wants to go into himself. He wants to move away from that connection because there's another connection that needs conclusion. There's another connection out there that he's not understanding. It's a very deep connection. It's a connection that is out of this world to the Divine Masculine. He's experienced this. He may not have gotten to know that Divine Feminine, but he is wanting to move closer to the Divine Feminine and move out of the situation, because he doesn't feel at home. He didn't feel at home there. Okay. It also put him in a state of confusion as well. It blinded him. But in hermit mode, he's getting some enlightenment here. Okay. He's getting him he's getting himself some enlightenment with the Four of Cups, because there was a feminine that gave him an offer of unconditional love once, and he may have turned it away. But he's thinking about that now. He's thinking about the choices that he made in the situation. It's put him in a situation where he's conflicted about his own individuality with the Nine of Swords. But there is a sense of victory here where he wants to come into his own individuality, and he feels like he's being led toward this Divine Feminine because she's his true compass. He's also figuring out that he's a star being as well. Most twin flames are star beings, Divine Masculines, or the people that have a call to divinity are star beings. He's getting the download that this journey here on Earth is his birthright. It's his birthright to find his own sovereignty here. Okay. But I really feel like this energy of codependency, this devil energy, has kept him stuck in his own self-doubt. This could be some codependent energy, other people being codependent upon the masculine, or the masculine being codependent on other things that have been blocking his healing. But this energy is being worked on right now with the Ten of Swords energy, the Five of Wands. This is what the Divine Masculine is overall. This is what he's overall fighting to get back to himself. Okay. The Divine Masculine wants to speak his truth and move toward his new beginnings, which would be the Ten of Cups. Okay, what fulfills the Divine Masculine? He's being illuminated right now with the energies of spirit and the influence of the angels. And it really boils down to the choices that he has to make in the 3D world and the risks that he's going to have to take to trust in the divine to help him get there. That everything happens in divine timing, even when it comes to unconditionally loving someone enough to let them go, even if you know that they're not meant for you, or even if you know that specific situations have to change. This doesn't mean that everything has to be easy. None of this is ever going to be easy completely and entirely for the divine masculine, and he knows that. Okay, so I will start with the Ten of Swords card. We have a message within each card, but I guarantee it's going to play in. I gotta know. So the Ten of Swords is about that energy of information, ideas, or words that have caused overwhelming devastation or the absolute end of something. A situation that has no life left in it. Okay. Cannot be revived. The dawn is about to break though, but it symbolizes the ability of the necessity to move on. Okay, so he needs to move on from this battle, and this is something that he intuitively knows it must take place. Like he feels trapped and chained and bound. Okay, so he's acknowledging this ending, that this ending must happen. This ending must take place. Okay, this movement forward. The angelic message for the Ten of Swords card is um, self-sabotaging thoughts, and the harm is often worse than an attack by someone else. So this is what he's going through within the self about this situation that kept him stuck and stagnant and bound and trapped. Okay, this battle of the devil's within, the devil's from within himself, the devil's in other people. This is also about the divine masculine looking at that self-reflection along with the other things that are coming out of other people around him, people that are saying mean and hateful, nasty things. It's really like a two-way street. But the divine masculine is seeing where this conflict is really hurting the collective right now. He doesn't just see it in his own dynamics, but he sees it in the world. And this is something that's really, really heavy in the divine masculine's energy right now. This is what he's very, very deeply contemplating. It's not just the battles within, it's not just the battle within his own personal dynamics, but it's the things that he sees in the world. It's the things that he doesn't understand, but he knows that there has to become a balance somewhere. He sees the dark and he sees the light, and he sees the dark and he sees the light within himself. So this is another thing where the divine masculine is truly awakening to this energy, where it comes to the dual nature of himself and other people, where he may be dealing with hypocritical energies. You know, like I said, there's that source of religion that comes into play, where certain family members, you know, if they have a disagreement about religion, you know, it can get pretty nasty and it can get pretty hateful. And you know, you have two people on different ends of the spectrum who may believe in the same thing, but you know, the way that they convey those beliefs to each other, it doesn't necessarily mesh. It could create, you know, like this warlike energy. And you know, in the long run, you know, when you battle with your family or people that you love over a difference of opinion, it makes it hard to coexist, but it also creates that energy where you feel like you're a little dead inside, because these are the people that you love, these are the people that you care about. And the divine masculine is having to go through this life lesson at the moment, and you know, he's really, really trying to find his north compass in it all, you know, which is why Archangel Raphael would be here as the star, to help the divine masculine stand in his sovereignty, and understand that he is a spiritual being, a multidimensional being having a spiritual experience here on earth in this time zone, in this time frame, um, to help him find himself and stand in his own sovereignty as an individual manifester and a creator. It's his birthright. So the Archangel Raphael is here to help the divine masculine right now in these now times. So it's pretty deep. That is really deep. Okay, so where it comes to his individuality, the Nine of Swords, the divine masculine being stuck in these self-sabotaging thoughts toward himself, having doubt within himself, these mean and hateful words for people that he may have loved or cared about. If this could even be, karmic lovers who may have called him a weirdo, or, told him that he wasn't right for being the kind of person that he is. um just the divine masculine having to go through these energies of opposition where you know he's not resonating with the rest of the world, but he's taking the rest of the world's opinions of him pretty harshly. I mean, this could have started within childhood, like I said. So it's hard for this wave of divine masculines. It's really they're going really through that battle, trying to find victory with themselves to stand in their own individual sovereignty and not self sabotage. Because a person who is stepping into divinity and trying to heal, um, they first of all, they understand that it's no easy process. There's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of battle, within, to let go of certain belief systems in order to spiritually evolve. There are certain things that you have to let go of. There are certain things um, that don't make it easy on this journey to actually heal and clear out. It's not just easy to walk away from people that you love and care about, even if you just, that these people, um, how do I put it? If you know that someone is toxic for you, then it's hard to walk away from toxic people sometimes because we're so used to it. Dealing with the toxic people sometimes is easier than the actual healing process itself. So a lot of the time, when we're self-sabotaging, we stay around lower level energies because it's easy, um, and because we're already used to it. We're already used to the shittiness. We're already used to shitty people. We're already used to people who lie. We're already used to people who steal. We're already used to people who cheat. We're already used to people who are broken. We're already used to people who are dysfunctional. So it's easy to stay in that energy. And when you move into a state of trying to heal yourself from the distortions and the dysfunctions, and you go to stepping into your divinity, it's most definitely a battle of the fittest. Okay, it's not an easy journey to go through a process of enlightenment. Okay, but in the process, you alleviate yourself from the suffering. That's what that victory is. When you step into your individuality and you own your truth and you move through those situations, what they're saying here is, when you free yourself up with the spiritual authority and you take that freedom within, you don't need permission to be who you are and live your life as you choose. This is your divine birthright. So, to guard that as the precious gift that it is, remember that you're a divine being free to be yourself. The divine masculine has been feeling trapped within these relationships that feel offensive and feel like they're full of anxiety, and you're offering a cup of love to someone and they just reject you. A lot of karmic people will do this to a person who, I don't care if you're divine masculine or divine feminine, but a lot of karmic energies or soulmates will make you feel like shit about yourself because they feel like shit about themselves, but they're also your mirrors and your triggers to heal these things that come up for you to process in the conclusions of things. Like, is the way that this person is this person triggering me in a healthy way, or is this person triggering me in a toxic way? The divine masculine is realizing at this point in time he doesn't want to be triggered in toxic ways, especially if he's actually been doing the work on himself and he's been clearing out toxic energy. The last thing he wants to deal with is somebody who is like, well, if you don't do things my way or the highway, then you can get the hell out. Or if you um if the divine masculine stands in his truth, which sometimes a masculine energy can be, a little harsh, when they're, delivering that Knight of Swords righteous energy, sometimes it can, cut to the bone just a little bit, and that's understandable for someone to react to that in a negative way. But the divine masculine's not necessarily coming out with his truth like that in a negative way. But most people wouldn't understand that, especially somebody that is in a toxic energy. Now, if you've got family members that are in that toxic energy and they're in that dysfunctional energy still, the divine masculine may be having to deal with family members that are still that way. But I feel like this is for the divine masculines who are coming out of a toxic relationship with another man or woman. Like I said, divine masculine could be man or woman. Man or woman can hold divine masculine energy. But the point is I feel like this divine masculine collective wave, they're walking out of situations with relationships that no longer serve them anymore. Yes, releasing those relationships hurts, and it's putting the divine masculine in that Nine of Swords, anxiety ridden energy. But at the same time, he's ready to be victorious because he's ready to stand in his individuality. Apparently, these masculines have had to actually suppress who they really are as creative beings because maybe the people around them can't stand the fact that the divine masculine's light shines so bright that naturally a feminine or a karmic feminine that would be with one of these divine masculines would naturally want to, like I say, if they're artists or musicians, or if they're people who, in their mission work, they're in the public eye and they're victorious when they're with their fans and their people, and they're with their tribe, this feminine would be in such a lower vibration that she would try to, boss the divine masculine around and tell him what to do, or tell him that he couldn't write music anymore, he couldn't perform in front of crowds anymore, and this really stresses the masculine out because this is part of who he is. He's a creative person, and he's kind of in a way he's kind of a star that shines for other human beings. And if he can't shine for other human beings, then the divine masculine is pretty much stuck within himself. And this is where he's having a really hard time coexisting with people who would try to snuff out his light or snuff out his creativity, or say, you know what, like, I don't trust you to go out here and perform your shows, or I don't trust you to go out here and motivationally speak with other people, because what if you have all these, groupie women hanging out, and I'm afraid that you're going to do this or do that or do that. So if you go to your show, or if you go and be creative and be who you are, then you can pack your things and get up out of my house. And divine masculine's like, hell no, fuck this. I don't want to live this way. I don't want to have to suppress who I am to fit in somewhere where I don't feel like I belong here if I have to change who I am for you. And so the divine masculine's really going through this inner battle to stay true to himself and stay true to him, to his power. But from what I see here, where he's overcoming this self-doubt here, by getting this fire initiative to release the shit that no longer serves him anymore, or to release things that would lower his vibration into fear. Divine is saying, come back to love, divine masculine. You shall inspire others to think more positively when they're around you. So invoke your strength, invoke your power, invoke your protection, and growth will effectively come and help you. So I really truly feel like divine masculine right now is getting these inner messages that he is meant to shine like a star, and he is not meant to suppress this part of who he is for anybody. And anybody that would be standing in his way right now, I really feel like the divine masculine is tired of these kind of people putting him in this state of anxiety where he's feeling trapped within this devil energy. And it's kind of like where he's feeling lifeless, this inability to coexist with other people that he loves and cares about. He's having to walk away from those situations. He's having to release that energy so that it doesn't hurt him anymore. But this is where he's releasing the anxiety to be victorious, to find his own individuality, and to step into that sovereignty so that he can have his new beginnings. This is what he's healing. He's most definitely in the energy to righteously speak his truth. He knows that he has to move. He knows that he has to put this Ace of Pentacles into play here. It's coming. if divine masculine isn't already releasing this kind of shit, he will be in the next 7 days at least. Okay. Because I'll come back next week and we'll see what's going on with the divine masculine then. Okay. But he's moving toward his wish fulfillment. He knows that he is tired of juggling the back and forth bullshit. He knows that with this illumination that's coming in, these choices that he has to ground himself are for the positive. I feel like the angelic influence, I really feel like a lot of that is the star energy as well, helping him make the choices. To balance aspects of his life, where he doesn't have balance. He wants to really balance, and give to what he's lacking right now. His emotions, are something that have been potentially knocking him down. So, there's some stress that he's been able to manage, but he knows that the stress that he's going to have to manage in order to walk into his wish fulfillment, or to move toward his wish fulfillment, he knows that, there's going to be stress there. He knows that, the damage may be minimal, but he's really trying to move, more toward a natural environment, something that really makes him feel better and more balanced. Okay, and he's looking toward the resources, the spiritual resources that are helping him maintain balance right now. So the angel message for that card is that, they're trying to encourage him to be joyful about, what it is that he wants, the things that make him happy, and he's also very heavily thinking about the things that challenge him but put a smile on his face, um, because anybody knows that, it's not an easy process, but when you work hard and you feel good about what you're doing and you're joyous about it, then even if it's challenging, it's fruitful. And the divine masculine really, really wants that in his life right now. He knows that that's a part of his destiny. He can feel it. Um, he knows that it's going to happen for him one day. Um, he may be having the realization that he, didn't have that with people from the past, which is what he's dealing with here, in this conclusion energy. You know, he's thinking about somebody else that makes him happier. He's thinking about something else or someone else that makes him happier than the situations that he's used to. There is someone else out there that makes him happy. There is someone else that takes him out of that energy of boredom. There is someone else that he's not confused about. He may have wanted to run away from this person before because he didn't understand her, but that's how the divine masculine naturally feels about the divine feminine until he truly figures out who she really is and how much she truly means to him. He may be having this revelation right now about the divine feminine, okay? While he's trying to move out of this situation where he's taking care of himself and finding his own individuality. So yeah, when he thinks about the divine feminine, the challenge of the divine feminine on his heart, it does make him smile. And it's kind of hard to avoid this energy when he's the divine masculine that I'm kind of channeling right now really wants to let his divine feminine know that, like, especially if they were, if they knew each other. Like, I don't know how they're telling me there are so many different dynamics between divine masculine and divine feminine energies that it's hard to pinpoint, but because this is for the collective and not for specific people in general, they're leaving it open to universal energy. They're leaving it open universally to say that the divine masculine collective are thinking about their divine feminines right now. They're thinking about the offers that the divine feminines gave to them, and they may have gone into hermit mode and made a different choice that wasn't so good for them. Now they're really thinking about it. And I wouldn't really say that as karma. It's just saying that in these particular situations, the divine masculine had to go through these lessons in order to have his new beginnings, in order to go through the lesson of what he had to go through to heal, to speak his truth, to experience these things, to help him go through the lessons of kind of putting to rest his own self doubt, because that's what the most important thing is for the divine masculine right now, is to put his own self doubt to rest, to stop beating himself against the waves. This is what's truly being healed right now, helping the divine masculine come into his wish fulfillments. Okay, so we have, what is he? He has learned his lessons in hermit mode. Like, this is where the divine masculine goes within himself, and spirit kind of gives him the intuitive downloads that he needs, the knowledge, the understanding, to really move forward. The Hermit card in this deck represents the angel Remliel, and he is the angel of awakening. He helps us see the difference between illusion and truth and guides us on our journey of self discovery and spiritual awareness. On this card, Remliel takes the form of an old man. Okay, so he's seeing things that were once hidden in the dark. So this is a serious time of illumination for the divine masculine. This is where he's reaching the conclusions that he needed to reach in order to fully awaken to himself. Okay, this is him fully awakening to himself. That individuality, the divine masculine is trying to find within this situation, within this dynamic here. Okay, so the walking stick in the card, it represents, the walking stick represents the righteous path and going on an inner journey. The sunlight at night represents enlightenment. And the mountaintop setting is the height of spiritual awareness. So he's at the height of his own spiritual awareness right now, where he's looking over the past choices that he's made, going in introspection and self-evaluation, self-discovery. He's in solitude right now. So he may have taken his shit and gotten the fuck out, or whoever the fuck was in his space, he told them to get their shit and get the fuck out. And now he's in solitude. Okay, so what's happening during the spiritual understanding is that he's receiving spiritual guidance, okay, right now. Somebody also may be helping him seek spiritual guidance. He may have a spiritual guide that can have influence over him at the moment. This could be an older person, people at church, maybe. Like I said, he may be coming back to his foundations of spirituality in order to reevaluate who he really is on the inside. But he's really taking time to himself, to self-love, and he's really healing the abuse from other people and their words and their dysfunctional shit, and the power that it's had over him and his life. He is really contemplating that right now. I think I said that before. He's really contemplating the verbal abuse. I feel like this round of masculines went through a lot of verbal abuse when they were younger, or they go through a lot of verbal abuse from the people that they love, because the people that they love may not have the same ideals. Okay, this is about ideals or emotions. They may be trying to offer him a cup of shit to drink, and the divine masculine doesn't want to drink that shit. Okay, that's why that 4 cups is here. But he's really going through that phase of spiritual enlightenment, and he's having to draw conclusions for himself, okay, about where he wants to manifest, in positive emotions, this God-given gift that he's been given, to hit the reset button. Okay, so he's trying not to ignore everything around him. But there's a sense of self-absorption that he's had to go into introspection about. He's had to meditate on this to reach a state of inner balance and stability. And if he hasn't done this, this is something that the divine masculine needs to do right now, to go into a state of inner balance and stability. Okay, so his self reflection is really reminiscent right now, and it's really important for the divine masculine. And if the divine masculine is unwilling to accept or acknowledge, what the angels are trying to bring into him right now, um, it's gonna hurt. That's all I can say. It's really time for the divine masculine to really center himself in his own individuality and make his choices from there. Um, Instead of letting, the choices crash upon him like the waves, in the ocean are doing to this feminine here. He really needs to move toward his wish fulfillment, and anything that's holding him back in a lower vibrational state, it's really got to go. It's like that energy of, the Four of Cups is taking things too far. This could be also the karmic person in his life as well. If this is a masculine who is with a feminine energy who is distorted, um, it's that energy of knowing that, this person that he's with has really just taken shit way too far, with him and the situation. Maybe he's been in the energy with this feminine of taking shit way too far. And he knows that it's got to stop. Like, this cycle has to come to an end. And if this person is unwilling to shift, then he's going to have to shift himself out, so that it doesn't affect him. And I'm getting the notion that these divine masculines walking away from shit like this, they're not in the notion to really give a fuck about the aftermath of things at the moment. Of course, they may be a little heartbroken, but at the same time, once these divine masculines really get in that energy where they need to turn the fuck around and walk the fuck away, they're going to do just that. And they won't be looking over their shoulder, not this time anyway. Especially if these relationships have been in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like it's coming to a final close. The divine masculine is really, really at that wit's end. He's at his final end with this shit. And he's really, truly trying to end the cycle. Um, he really wants victory over this anxiety. Okay. So he's ready to enjoy his life and walk away from this shit. Um, so he's having to sit with his emotions right now to figure it all out. And he's having to draw his own conclusions, about whether he wants to stay in this energy or go. And I'm hearing that it's time to go. Somebody's got to pack their bags and get the fuck out. Somebody says, like Spirit saying, it's time. It's time for healing. So he's got a lot of emotional thoughts as well. The Seven of Cups, being impulses or goals, having a variety of choices, opportunities to choose, envisioning the possibilities, planning for the future, daydreaming, or creative thinking. So he's really in that energy of creative thinking, just trying to come up with some healthy illusions, to provide hope for himself and motivation. So he also may be looking toward the divine feminine energies right now, for hope and for motivation, um, to help him gather some focus, to help him plan. He may be daydreaming about the divine feminine. So, with the healthy illusions being provided to him, maybe spirit is bringing in some healthy illusions for him to, help him during this transitional period. Um, so, I know that he does not want to make any more decisions that are going to harm himself or other people. Divine masculine is very confident, conscious, self-conscious about this, particular emotion at this moment. Definitely doesn't want to create any more situations that are going to lead him to make bad decisions to hurt people or himself. He's already been down that route. He's already been down that route, and he doesn't want to go there again. Okay, so I'm going to get a final message. What is it that the Divine Masculine needs to choose to release in this conclusion, Spirit? The Seven of Wands. I'm going to read the message to the Seven of Wands. What does he need to reach within the conclusions? Underneath the deck, you have the Empress. He needs to get very creative within himself. Or move toward the Divine Feminine. That's another message the angels are saying. Just do it. They just say, just do it. Divine Masculine. They say that everything you're afraid of, everything that you fear the most, is probably what's meant for you. So it's another thing. Time to be direct and outspoken, Divine Masculine, about what you really want. And it's time to fight for what it is that you really want. I really feel like that is the message with the Seven of Wands that's trying to come out here while I'm looking for the meaning of this card. It's time to fight for what you want. It's time to walk through that initiation. It's time to take the initiation that you need to initiate what needs to change. This is also about challenges, responsibility, and personal development. You owe it to yourself to be responsible for yourself. You also owe it to yourself to stand your ground, Divine Masculine. Okay? It represents stand by your convictions, your beliefs that are probably worth defending. Okay, the wands are opposition. They represent an attack, confrontation, or challenge. So if anybody, the message from Spirit, Divine Masculine, is that if anybody tries to come at you with conflict, smash it. Smash that conflict right down to the ground, because you have the message of elevated ground, like he's standing on elevated ground here. So he's standing on a higher ground than anyone else. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you, Divine Masculine. You're standing on a higher elevated ground. So anybody who would attack you and set you apart from the rest of the crowd, it represents the fact that you have a distinct and unique, firm position in this issue. Okay. The angel also provides spiritual and emotional support, and it will help you, Divine Masculine, to strengthen your convictions. Defend yourself and your position. Stand your ground. Stand up for what you believe in. Be up to the challenge. And don't avoid conflict. Not at this time, Divine Masculine. Do not, under any circumstances, avoid conflict. Stand your ground, Divine Masculine. May you always know what you fight for and when to fight for it. Now is the time to fight. Now is the time to fight for yourself. Now is the time to fight for yourself, Divine Masculine. So how are you going to overcome the self-doubt and move forward? The Eight of Cups is the answer to move forward. You need to walk away from people who are hurting you, Divine Masculine. Okay. So the Eight of Cups, this is your final message, Divine Masculine. How do you overcome your self-doubt? How do you move forward? How do you speak your truth righteously? How do you move toward that Ace of Pentacles? And how do you heal? How do you heal, Divine Masculine? I'll tell you how you're going to heal. You're going to walk away from that shit. It's recognizing your limitations and move past them or stay within their bounds. So if you know where your limitations are and you're at your fucking limit, walk away. It's that simple. Walk away. Each cup is bone dry. Whatever was once inside is now gone. Whatever emotion was once inside has evaporated. It's evaporated, Divine Masculine. In these situations with these people that are hurting you, or, where there's hurt and pain and conflict constantly, feeling like you're trapped in this devil-ass energy where there's always a fight, there's always a battle, there's always somebody feeling broken, there's always somebody feeling hurt, there's always somebody feeling down. Whatever once inside these cups they're evaporated now. So the angel on the top left of the card lingers behind with the cups. The other flies out in front of the man. They represent the past and the future. This angel right here and this angel right here is the past. This angel is the future. He's walking toward the angel that is his future. Okay? This could also represent the divine feminine. He needs to walk away from the past and walk toward the divine feminine right now. His divine feminine is his Ace of Pentacles. His divine feminine is his Ace of Cups. Because his divine feminine is the other half of himself. Okay? It's truth, guys. It's fucking truth. So, the sunset and the dusk signal a cycle that is ending. The cycle with the karmics is coming to an end, guys. Church. Okay, here we go. Cathedral. Why do we have the cathedral energy here? All right, divine masculine. Why do we have the cathedral here with the Eight of Cups? All right. The belief systems, personal philosophies that no longer serve you anymore, divine masculine. Those things also need to go. As you walk away from the cups and the church, down the road towards your future, you leave behind what no longer serves you, divine masculine. You're weary and you feel a bit hopeless, but you're not only walking away, you're walking towards something else led to you by the angels. You now have the opportunity to look within, divine masculine, and discover new answers and truths. Take note that the man's appearance resembles the introspective hermit. Aha. Aha, divine masculine. Here you go. Here you are. Here you are. 2 times. 2 times, divine masculine. All right, so you now have the opportunity to look within, discover answers and truths. Note, we know you're weary and ready for a change, moving away from something because it no longer serves its purpose or has stopped working in a functional, healthy way. Move towards something better. Take time to be alone if you have to. Use the solitude to identify and clarify personal values. The reverse meaning of this card is move away from that energy of never being satisfied or becoming quickly dissatisfied with your situation. It's time to move. When the time has come to move on, the angels will be with you. And when you're weary, be open to spiritual guidance to help you on your way. Divine masculine. Okay. So this can be with people, places, family, lovers, friends, whatever it is. Divine masculine that's hurting you. This devil energy, you're not meant to be trapped and bound. You're meant to be free. You are a sovereign being. You hear me, divine masculine? I hope you do. Into ways moving forward. Finality, okay, so what is coming for you if you do decide to take action, go into introspection, move away from the shit that no longer serves you? What is going to come of your wish fulfillment? What is going to come of the choices that you make, the choices that you could make right here in the 3D world?
Those are the ones that are, these are empty.
2 of Pentacles. Okay, so what's coming with the Sun, 10 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles? Justice, King of Pentacles. That means that you serve justice for not only yourself. Oh, and here we have a Fool again at the bottom of the deck. Taking the risk, you're going to reap the rewards. That's basically what they're saying. When you take the risks, justice serves, you reap the rewards of your choices. And that's where Spirit comes in to say and to clarify that not all your choices will fuck you. Okay? When you make the right choices, divine masculine, you become blessed. You become extremely blessed. That's the justice in it. That is the justice that serves when you take care of yourself, divine masculine, and you move toward the things that make you happy and you walk away from the things that are dysfunctional and make you miserable. Okay? That's pretty dope, guys. Pretty dope. So I'm going to do things a little differently tonight. I think I'm going to grab one more deck and we're going to get one final message. But sorry, guys, it's taking me a minute. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to move forward with the karma cards? Okay, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to get a message from the karma cards for you guys. What can you do, divine masculines, to help you guys move this karma forward to the good? Okay, whatever karma that you guys have been suffering through, whatever kinds of situations within family or relationship dynamics that you have been dealing with as of late, the things that you need to move away from, the things that you need to move toward. We're going to see what the messages of karma have to say to you guys, divine masculines. Sorry, they're double layered. My bad. Okay, so we have planets, signs, and houses. And I'm going to get one card of each from the planets, one card from the signs, and one card from the houses. This is going to be a direct message of what is going on in the energy for the divine masculines and how the divine masculines need to take action at this time. Okay. This could also resonate with you guys for whichever signs are actually in the energy and how they may actually affect your personal astrological charts. So you might want to check the energies that pop out in these cards with your astrological charts to see how this message may specifically resonate for you guys, because for everybody it may be different, especially when it comes to your astral charts. So whatever may be in your sun, moon, your rising, or your Venus right now is going to play heavily on how this is going to specifically affect you. And this is how you guys can take an overall reading and make it personified. Okay. I don't split these cards up very often, but they're telling me that I need to tonight because the message will be more clear. Okay, so we're going to get the energy of the planets. What's going on for the divine masculines with the energy of the planets? How is the energy of the planets affecting divine masculine right now? This will also go into play on how he will take action with the planetary energies. Okay, so we have the sun. This is full on masculine energy. We have the energy of the sun here. So the creation of the gaining, the creation of things brought to life or light, the gaining of respect for or from someone. Okay, so this is the planetary action that's happening right now, divine masculine. So the next you have is the signs. What signs are ruling you guys' energy right now, divine masculines? This is also going to, come into play on how you guys are going to take action. So the action of the sun card is also to demonstrate and realize how you act like a leader, how you become a leader. You become a leader by standing in your divinity. You stand in your sovereignty. You stand in your truth. And you act righteously from that truth, divine masculine. And I do want to say to you guys that for whoever's going through these energies where you have to clear out somebody that you love because they're a karmic and destructive person, I want to send love and light to you guys because that's never an easy situation. I don't give a shit what that person plays in your life. It is never easy to say goodbye to someone, even if you're saying goodbye to them temporarily. It is never easy to walk away from somebody that you love and care about because they have a difference in opinion, and it's kind of hard to coexist with certain people, even if you love them. So for anybody having to deal with that, divine masculines, I want to send love and light to you guys from Tribal Awakening Ministry. from the angels. The angels are saying they love you. They're going to be with you during this process. Okay. Okay. So what we got going on in the signs? What energy is affecting the signs of the masculines right now? All right. We have, for some reason, we have Sagittarius in the air, which some of you guys may actually, for those of you that have Sagittarius in your charts, this energy may directly affect you right now in the now hours. I do know that I have Sagittarius in my South Node. So I don't know, maybe this might affect divine feminines in their inner masculine. Okay. So these readings would not be, it wouldn't be a bad idea to watch both the masculine and feminine videos to see how it resonates with you on both sides from within yourselves, guys, because we all have masculine and feminine energies, and sometimes we personify one side of those energies more than the others, especially if you're twin flames. You're going to have more of the divine masculine or more of the divine feminine, depending on what you are. Okay, what energy you reside the most with. But it never hurts. Okay, guys. So in the house of Sagittarius, this is what's going on. Sagittarius. I also still feel that Aries energy moving through. Okay, so we're in Aries season now. But this Sagittarius energy, this is about you guys hitting your target and landing it. Because the Sagittarius, when he aims his bow and he shoots that arrow across the sky like Orion would, you know, Orion's bow, when he draws it back. The story of Orion is that he never misses a target. Neither does Sagittarius, the centaur, the great centaur of Sagittarius. When he draws back that bow and he has a specific aim, divine masculines, remember this message right now from Sagittarius. Sagittarius is trying to tell you that when you guys aim for your target, you won't miss, okay? It's inevitable that you aim for your target and hit the right one, okay? So what do you got going on in the sign of your houses? Which house is Sagittarius moving through in the sun for the divine masculines right now? Okay. Also want to talk about the card. Okay, hold on. So this is about the wisdom and insights to understand, to form an understanding of what's happening in your lives right now. Okay, with the action, it's about getting the rules and your highest ideas out to the world. And this is I feel like the rules part and actions about you masculines having healthy boundaries. Okay, that's what I feel like the rules part of this action is taking and personifying for you guys in this energy. So here in a minute, I'll put all of these messages together. Okay, so we have in the sign of houses for what is going to take place. How is this energy moving through your houses right now, masculines? Okay, I only need one card. So this is about you freeing yourself from certain associations or your circle of friends. This is about the 11th house. The 11th house. And for humanity's sake, you're taking actions for your own sake, for your own humanity's sake, for your hopes and wishes, and doing it for your own future. So we have this energy here of the 11th house. We have Sagittarius. We have the sun energy, which is highly masculine. We also have Sagittarius energy, which is highly creative. It's very action moving. And it's also about when you aim for that target, divine masculine, how you're going to move forward with laser focus towards your goals, toward what it is that you need to move forward to, and how you need to take action toward them. Okay, so we're going to get another message here. See, when you put these lovely little cards together, there's a whole ass message here. So the creation, this is about the creation of insights to understanding your own freedom, divine masculine, the gaining of respect for or from and through the wisdom and associations that you have with other people, things that are brought to life or light resulting from the understanding of your circle of friends. So your circle of friends, some of them might actually be helping you to move toward the light right now. Some of your circle of friends might be positive. They may be helping you move out of this shitty situation that you're in with these specific people. Okay, so there's a specific circle of friends that are your light being friends. Okay, those are your light worker friends. Those people are going to help you and be like the roots of your tree. All right, they're going to help you get more grounded and get more stable. So don't be afraid to ask your friends for help at this particular time. Okay, this is how these energies, these masculine energies are actually moving through you and trying to help you heal with the sun, Sagittarius, and being in your 11th house. All right. Okay, so we have another message here: to demonstrate your highest ideals for humanity's sake. Realize the rules of your hopes and your wishes. That's realizing the rules and understanding the rules of, and laws of attraction. How you guys embody the energies that you wish to attract. Act like a leader, get it out to the world, and do it for the future. Okay, that is a very specific message to you guys, and how you take our action to turn the wheel of karma into your favor. All right. So that's a final message from Spirit there. That's a final message from the law of karma herself. All right. The creation of insights to understand your freedom, the gaining of respect for or from the wisdom of your associations. Okay. So even if the associations that you have to other people are negative, this is still helping you gain enlightenment and wisdom from those situations. So honor how you're feeling in these aspects and in these times with certain people. There are certain cycles that you know you don't want to repeat again, divine masculine. So these are things are being brought to life and being brought to light for you to understand. This is resulting from the understanding of your circle of friends. So some people in your circle may be beings of light and beings of hope and beacons of help and understanding to you guys on your journey. And some people within the circles of your associations are going to be very negative, very toxic, and it's time for you to take action and move away from those kind of people and remove them from your inner circle of friends. You need to demonstrate your highest ideals for humanity's sake. This is about you guys stepping into your divinity and sharing your creativity with the world, not having to suppress who you are to fit in a certain circle with certain people. Okay. So if you're a little weird, you're a little eccentric, and you're a lot artistic, and you're having to suppress those things about you just to fit into a certain circle, Spirit is saying that this is not a part of your life path. Okay. It is your mission to live your life path and be that star being, that star guide, that divine masculine or twin flame divine masculine, sacred soul. You're here on a mission to help other people raise the vibration of this planet. So it is your mission to demonstrate your highest ideals for humanity's sake. To be a leader as well, you need to get out these ideas and do it for the future of the world and for yourself, for your own world and the world around you. Okay, you have to realize the rules of the laws of attraction in order to manifest your hopes and dreams. That is so beautiful. Your freedom and insights to understanding, the creation of freedom through your insights and understanding, gaining respect for from others in your association with the wisdom that you have learned, and things brought to life or light result in the understanding of your circle of friends. Okay, so this is really important for you guys right now, divine masculines. It's time to move toward your hopes and dreams. It's time to walk away from energies that are hurting you. It is time to walk away from those energies that would stunt your growth and make you doubt yourself, because now is not the time to doubt yourselves, divine masculines. You're intuitive, you're creative, you're entrepreneurs, you're kings of the world, you're our emperors of the world. And we love and we support you, divine masculine. I really wish you love and light. I hope to see you guys join me next week for the next episode of Divine Masculine Presents The Naked Truth. But tonight, this is your naked truth, divine masculines. You've been given a message from Spirit. The goddess, the great creator, the great divine masculine has shown himself to you guys to draw strength upon him within yourselves, because you are divine masculines. You are masculine energies. You are powerful in any goal or attainment that you have. You set your aim and you're focused toward it. And I can guarantee you, and Spirit will back me up to say that you will not miss your target. So take close evaluation of your close circle of friends and go through that introspection to figure out what you need to release and what is worth keeping in your world's divine masculine. So this has been a message from brandinimojo at Tribal Awakening Ministry, and I want to wish you guys love and light. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, you can message me at pearlofthesea13@gmail.com. You can follow me at brandinimojo13 on Instagram. You can find me at brandydie at facebook.com. So if you guys would like to book a reading, all of my services are listed in the description of my video. If you would love to get more notifications on when I go live or when I post videos, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again next week with Divine Prince or Divine Masculine presents The Naked Truth. Love and light, guys. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light.